Good afternoon. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. Appreciate the new subscribers and the old True Blues. What I'm going to do now, I figured I'd hold the phone, make it easier. I appreciate everybody that's been looking after me. I've been real sick. I appreciate every one of you sending prayers. Get wells. Thank you. Yeah, I've got carpal tunnel in that hand real bad. My whole hand's numb. If I don't get it straightened out, they're going to fix it. So they're going to try. So what we're doing, just to explain to everybody, these wedges, somebody commented that they wanted to see how I do it. So I'm going to show you. Let me get you turned around here, and we'll go from there. Well, too late. So, once I got it like this, I can't change it. But that's all right. So what I do is I've got walnut scraps from the sawmill in West Virginia. And these scraps come in like this. Okay? Boxes or whatever. So I'll take a piece of this scrap like this, and I'll check the orientation of the grain, okay? And then I'll take that block. There's some nice pieces here. Got plenty of it. So there's a lot of walnut here. So what I do is I'll take these blocks and I'll square them up on the table saw. Okay. I know my dimensions of the wedge. 2 3/4 by 3 by 3/8 thick. What I do here is I take a table saw. First thing I do is I'll rip them down to the 3-inch width. Okay. I know they're 2 3/4 inches wide. I know they're going to be 3 inches long, but what I want to do now is just get the width with the grain orientated right. Once I get the width of my 2 3/4 ripped on the table saw, I'll flip it over and I'll rip them down to 3/8 of an inch thick. That's what I've got set up right here. That's basically what that is. Okay. It's a little dangerous, but it works. Then, once I've got the width and thickness, all I've got to do is cut my length. And I do that right here. I'll set up my radial arm saw right here, set this on 3 inches, make a cut. Now I've checked these and it's dead on the money. And I'll cut all my material up, and when I'm done, I'll bring that material over here to the bench, which you can see. Okay, I've got these blocks, which are perfect. Nice wedge size pieces. There's one that's not been ripped to 3/8 yet. That's 3-inch by 2 3/4. Anyway, I'll bring one over here. Now, people say, well, why don't you just use a bandsaw? Well, I've got a bandsaw. Let's take a look at it. That bandsaw has a very, very narrow blade. A lot of guys have more expensive bandsaws. This is not one of them, but it does what I need it to do. What this does is it, when I'm sawing, I use a guide, okay, in this groove. But when I'm still sawing, this blade flexes. And I've got to have it, the support so high up, okay. I can cut angles. What happens is I don't get a true angle. Could I grind them or sand them? Yeah, I could come over here, use this flat platen and cut them. I'm not going to do that. I'm not making 500 wedges a day or 1,000 wedges a day. I'm doing custom orders. 2, 4, 6, 10, 20. You know, I'm not mass producing here. This is not my livelihood. I'm just making a run of custom wedges. Custom ordered for people that need them. Whether they're walnut, red oak, purple heart, poplar, whatever you want. Then I end up with a stack like this, okay? Once I get a stack like this is how I get the angles on them. I'll bring them over here, I'll clamp them in this vise, okay? What I do right here, let me get this over here in the light where you can see it. What I do right here is I'll take the good side down. You see how that's setting up in an angle? From the thickness of the wedge, right there. From the thickness of the wedge just barely sticking up, just a tick, to the thickness of the wedge on the bottom. I'll lock that down. I take my mill, I mill it flat, I'm done. But what I've designed, and what I think is really going to work, because you know some wedges, they all crack. You hit them hard enough, they're going to crack. If you don't hit them even, let's say with a pole on the back of another axe, or a hammer with a really wide flat face like that, this is what I use. And you get splits, mushrooms, they're going to deform. So what I decided to do is look at a wedge, probably like very few have looked at. Typically a wedge is from whatever thickness the top is all the way down to nothing. What I've decided to do was leave a little at the top. See that angle where it starts about a ½ inch of the way down? There's where my angle starts. And then it goes to the thickness of the kerf of the saw blade. Most people use a saw blade to cut a kerf with. They use a Japanese pole saw like this. And that thickness is in the bottom of that kerf cut in your eye on your axe. Let me find a scrap handle here. It's already got one cut. Yeah. See here? See that thickness at the bottom? If you're going to nothing and you, let's say you are spot on with your hafting, you got the wedge as far as in it'll go all the way to the bottom, which shouldn't happen. You should just come up shy of the bottom with glue in front of it, or not. Some people don't glue them. But you're never going to completely fill that gap with wood unless you're either lucky or you have years of experience. Everything's just perfect. So what I decided to do to make up is not to make up for the lack of fill at the bottom. The bottom's where I'm more interested in right now. The top, it's going to splay out. If you haft it proud, you're going to get splay on either side of the wedge, above the eye. Not worried about that. I've made these wedges 3 inches long. You're not driving 3 inches down into that eye, I'm telling you. I've been there and done that. And if you hafters know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I left these wedges the thickness of a saw blade at the bottom. You say, well, they're not going to start. If you cut your kerf in an axe and you seat that head down on there, this is one I drilled out, by the way. If you set that head down on this axe and you look, and there's not a gap all the way around the top of this wood in between the side of the handle and the side of the eye, your kerf will be closed up. You're not going to start a wedge anyway. You need to set this head down on here to the point where this gap isn't closed up, okay? So with that said, you should have no trouble starting a wedge, or to lay it. starting a wedge with this much at the bottom. Okay, that's all the taper that you need right there. That's it. So if this is not your cup of tea and you want this angle to go all the way to the top, let me know. I'll cut them from right there in the corner all the way down to here to nothing. Just let me know. But I believe you're going to really like this wedge. It's premium. It's got great grain. Okay. You're not going to just be disappointed. So with that said, let me know in the comments what you think of my thought process. Am I wrong? I don't believe I am. But if you think I'm wrong, I'll listen to your comment. I'm not going to just say, oh, no, that's not going to work. I've been using wedges a long time. I've drove wedges that were made from all over. Let me know what you think. I believe that's going to work out. You're not getting all this wedge down in there anyway. I'm going to tell you that right now. Wedges are designed to be driven as tight as you can drive them without smashing the living baloney out of everything on the top of the axe eye. When they're seated, they're seated. They're down. You're not going no further. And most people cut the kerf 3/4 of the thickness or the distance of the eye anyway. And that right there covers more than enough of the eye.
Papa.
Yeah, buddy.
Where are you?
I'm right here making a video. What are you doing?
I can't see you.
You can't. Well, open your eyes.
Papa, come here.
Look, it's Rooster. Say hello, Rooster.
Hey, Papa.
Say hello.
Who is that?
That's you. Say hello, everybody. Say it. Are you tongue-tied? All right. Well, there it is. Y'all leave a comment. That's how I make them. I mill them down. It only takes about 3 or 4 minutes a wedge. I can eat that material off of there. Just a minute.
Rooster said, "Very good, boy."
Rooster.
Rooster said, "Very good, boy."
What do you tell everybody?
Rooster said, "Very good, boy."
Tell them to watch their what?
Watch your butt.
Top knot. Tell them. Tell them, watch your top knot.
Watch your butt.
There you go. God bless y'all. We'll see you on the next video. Boy is wired.